Hey guys, my name is Bryce, and today I'm doing a video on a micro build that I have for a kind of Scooby-Doo type of theme. Now the idea behind this is one of my friends looks a lot like Velma, and this situation happens to be where she really wanted to get this minifigure and the massive mansion along with it, but of course it's been since discontinued and everything, and it's really expensive to get your hands on it. Minifigure, a little bit less so I thought as a kind of a treat to her and everything, I'd put this together and, just track one down for her. But I figured, hey, why not as, a nice fun experience, try and do like a little micro build to go along with it. And it just kind of got out of control, and I ended up wanting to make, a tiny little set that goes along with it. So not only is it just Velma, but you actually get a little bit of scenery with it, and most importantly, an action feature, where you have a little bat creature, well, more a bat person in disguise, swoop down from the rafters. Now this feature is very simple to activate. It's basically just by a little friction fit here, and I want to walk you through how to make your own. Now the only exception is, aside from just having special characters and having this special roof, kind of sets it apart, but otherwise everything else is pretty attainable in terms of pieces and everything. So here's kind of my plan for how I made it. So I'm going to quickly disassemble this and kind of walk you through the reason why I made it. Is that I was really trying to think of, okay, what's like a iconic Scooby-Doo kind of villain that I can have, that I actually have pieces for, that I won't regret giving away, then end up having to ask back for and things like that. Let's get started with making it. So for just a view over top of all the parts you need, this is kind of like the nice, easy layout to kind of see everything. In terms of particular colors, pretty much everything is just black and gray. If you don't want to have the lighting affecting it, this is really realistically what it is. The roof obviously can kind of be replaced with anything. All you have to do is just maybe add, 2 more of these without losing focus. Just add 2 more of these, and then from there you can just add it on and just give enough height to have some clearance for it. The only thing that this is beneficial from is, one, it's obviously thematic of some kind of old abandoned shed or something like that, and it also has a little bit more clearance on the underside, but we'll get to that when we come to the build. But getting back to the fun themed colors, so we're just going to start with the build. So we're going to start with the base plate first. I'm going to try and not block everything, so I'll just go with one hand. So we're going to start with the base plate first. So we're going to start with the 1x4 on top of here. Put this on the back side, so I'm going to spin this around and attach that like so. And then these you can kind of roughly have it vertical. It doesn't have to be exact because that'll be fitted in exactly later on. And depending on which orientation you want, it actually matters that it goes this way, so you have that one little stud facing up that's got the hole going through, so you fit that on again twice, so a little bit of symmetry, which is nice. And then from there you're going to be adding this roof on. Now, to make things easier for your perspective, I'm going to do the other part of this build first. So we're going to attach this piece with the hole on, and then add this one with the bar in the side. I'm going to add this on the other side just for kind of keeping everything symmetrical, and then add this as more of like a little bit of a cosmetic overhang just to kind of keep things looking balanced. And then we add this piece onto here, and then we actually start to get a sense of what the technical feature is. So we add this pin part of the pin and stud in here, and it'll just click into place, you'll hear it. And then you have to fit this piece in, and maybe stop it 1 or 2 studs in, and then attach this with the stud facing in this way. So you'll be attaching it, I want to say like 90 degrees away from where this is roughly, and then all you have to do is simply fit it in here until it hits the end, and then just kind of wiggle this to position where it's probably like around the middle, maybe slightly off to one side or another for studs. And the reason for that is that you can actually fit one of the feet at the bottom of the stud here. So it'll just kind of clip on there. So now it's kind of loose, so the way this works to kind of make sure that it stays in place is you want to kind of pinch it here and then force it kind of against. So you're going to be putting a little bit of flex on this, but you can see now it can actually be held in place until, you know, it lets go. So another way to also make this easier to activate is if you have your thumb here and you kind of just adjust this like a dial, having a little bit of friction so it's right at the edge. So as soon as you go to do a light tap, it immediately lets go because there's nothing else in the way. So now you can have this whole little assembly here be finished, and actually to make it a little bit easier on yourself, you want to probably add a little bend in the leg like this, so it's almost like a crazy trapeze looking thing. So it's something like that, and then from there you can actually let it down, and then you add these two studs to the underside here. It can be a little bit fragile, so just take your time. Simply attach it on like that, so you've got those in place, and you know, kind of play around with the legs a little bit just to get it to fit in right, and pretty much have it built already. Oh, I think I've accidentally put it in half a stud. There, that's looking better. Yeah, because having like these little pipes here can also fit in, so just keep that in mind, and then you have it built. And then just all you have to do is add this little front plate on here, just to kind of hide the fact that there's a figure inside. Now, this, depending on how far that little black piece is one way or another, you can kind of wiggle that along the pipe just to get it kind of in the middle there. And that's all there is to it. Then you can just have Velma here and have her be freaked out when, oh, actually have her stand a little bit back. Freak out when the bat is revealed. So not the most sturdy structural build, but considering there's so few pieces to it and the feature works fairly well, and that's the way to do it. So let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more builds like this where it's, you know, mainly based around an active feature but with the most minimal amount of pieces possible, because it was kind of fun to make this. Anyway, I'm just gonna wrap things up there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.